Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Guys on Sports. We're here to make fantasy fun again. Is your mic?
I have no idea where to position I've been.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure it's working. The season is in the books. Jay is back. It's been a long hiatus. How you doing, Jay?
Little cameo.
Little cameo.
I'm doing just as well as what I was the year before I left.
Yeah. So the NFL playoffs have started.
Glossed over that.
Yeah, we're gonna gloss over real quick. Your Bears are in the dance. It's very exciting. But
man.
We are moving on to next season with our way too early top 12 quarterbacks. Apropos for your 12-man leagues. So we're gonna do a consensus ranking. We all did our own rankings. Offset or off camera, whatever. And we came up with a consensus. So we're going to talk through them and talk to you about who you need to be looking out for. I think I'm pretty comfortable. Obviously, it's early, but I'm pretty comfortable saying no rookie quarterbacks are going to break this top 12. Not at least none of the ones I've been
Not this season.
hearing about. Yeah. Let's get into our top 12 QBs, boys. All right. We're going to start at number 12. We're going to work our way down to 1. And we're starting off hot and heavy. A guy that we debated. It was a pretty spread, what's the word I'm looking for? Opinion on him in the preseason, whether last year was a flash in the pan.
Sorry.
This season.
Are we counting down 12 to 1? Or are we
That's
going?
what I just said.
I wasn't paying
What
attention.
were you doing?
I was fiddling with my pen.
Okay, so 12 to 1. And the guy I'm talking about that you interrupted me again,
My apologies.
Sam Darnold comes in at 12 in our consensus.
Sam Darnold.
I'll start off here. I had Sam Darnold at 12. He's right on the edge. There's a couple guys that I had in contention there with him, but he makes the cut in large part to JSN. I want to know what you guys thought where you had him.
You know, it's hard for me to argue either way. I'm still waiting to see Sam Darnold of old, but I mean, he's got 2 consecutive really, really good seasons under his belt right now.
Yeah.
And JSN, for all intents and purposes, is probably the best wide receiver in the league right now. AJ Barner is flashing as a premier tight end. They did a great job with the other receivers around JSN. There's probably no reason why Darnold shouldn't be on the on this list. I personally didn't have him. I had Bo Nix here, just because I favor Bo Nix's rushing upside. But it's not fair to Darnold that I disrespect him so much because again, he has put in like
It affects
2
all of us.
ridiculous seasons the past 2 years. So I can definitely see Darnold as the 12th quarterback off the board this year.
Really quick, just to, I don't know that I would say JSN is. I'd say JSN's probably having the best season for a wide receiver right now. I don't think I could call him the best wide receiver in the NFL. And the Sam Darnold thing, we talked about this before. He really struggled against the Lions defense twice, and then a guy that ran basically the same scheme as the Lions defense last year. He played the 49ers this week. Big game, big-time game for the division. He played well. I think that bugaboo's kind of gone. I believe in Sam Darnold. What about you, Jay?
I think with how he came about, we thought the Vikings coaching staff was what made him Darnold. So the fact that he was able to go to Seattle, I think his weapons there are pretty darn good. Aroru, or however you pronounce it, the tight end, came through for him. Obviously, JSN.
Arroyo?
That's what I said.
Okay.
JSN coming through as the best pass catching receiver this year, maybe. Skill wise, you still got Chase, and who can just because Chase can get open anytime he wants. He can beat any DB. JSN hasn't found that yet, so I think that's maybe where you guys were going with.
Yeah.
Jason. He's got a 2-headed running back with Chardonnay being the number 1. So I feel
I like how you slipped that in there.
so surprisingly, I did have him at 11.
You should have the list there, yeah?
I do. Well, it goes dark after screensaver.
Gotcha.
So it's not too far down.
Well, yeah,
I think-
it's just one spot.
As long as that team stays together, he's got to be right up there. I don't see him slipping. he could be even higher if they get like a true number 2 receiver. That
I agree with that. And I think a key thing to remember with Sam Darnold is he was drafted super high. He went to the Jets, a team that's notorious for not producing quarterbacks, even good ones. He has all the tools. I mean, he has the arm. He's broken off big runs. He has the athleticism. Super, I was watching some of the highlights from that game, and I noticed, like, release was super quick. I like that a lot of times when he was in trouble.
Yeah.
He gets a little bit of space. He can get the ball out of his hand quick. Finally in a place with a good coaching staff, great wide receiver, good organization. So I think 12 might be selling him short. But, as we talk about some of the other guys on this list, I think it'll start to make sense why they landed higher. Anything else on Sam Darnold?
No, I think it also tells the tale of just how bad J.J. McCarthy is, to your point, Jay. Because Darnold having that season that he did with Minnesota last year, and then McCarthy coming in with the same exact offense, did not find the success that Sam Darnold did.
not even a quarter of the success.
Yeah, poor JJ.
I'm no JJ lover, but to be fair, it's like his first season. And Darnold came there after 4 years in New York? And JJ McCarthy looked decent down the stretch, no?
He had 1.5 good games,
Okay, so you give him
and then he
what
got hurt. Then he came back and got hurt again in the final game.
Well, he's injury prone. We know that. All right, moving on. The next guy on our top 12 QB, way too early QBs, is Jackson Dart. So I will leave some of the talking to you guys, and I'll give you my thoughts later. I had in this spot, just to be honest with everybody, because he's not on our list, I had Jalen Hurts just creeping into the top 12. But Jackson Dart, why'd you have him? I know you didn't have him.
No.
Speak to me, Mark.
So he is exactly where I had him at 11. I think if you get a healthy Malik Neighbors back, it might take him a couple of weeks to get back to his true self. Malik Neighbors, you had Wandale, who had a breakout season. You had supporting cast, Darius Slayton, although Slayton's getting a little bit older. Theo Johnson looked really good. I'm assuming they're probably going to address running back in the offseason because Tyrone Tracy just wasn't the man. We don't know what we're going to get out of Skeets when he comes back. And Devin Singletary, as we all know, is no Saquon Barkley. And Dart can move, man. Dart, you want to talk about rushing upside. Dart is, to me, he is oh my God, what the hell is his first name? My God. I'm totally blank. Josh, jeez.
Yeah, you are. What's going on?
He's Josh Allen light to me. Oddly enough, in the Daboll scheme before Daboll was fired as well. We all know that Daboll rose to success on the back of Josh Allen, and I think he was trying to rekindle that magic with Jackson Dart. But Jackson Dart to me looks like a guy who stays in a pocket, goes through his progressions, and then has the athleticism and the body type to get out of risky situations and get downfield. That's why I like him at 11.
Jay, where you didn't have him, so
I didn't have him.
Yeah.
Because I worry about the head coach and Scadaboo, and he had a lot of injuries that were overlooked by the previous coaching staff because they wanted to save their jobs. So they were just going to run him out there like a 3-legged horse. So he's got the upside, but they need a number one. You got to hope Scadaboo comes back, and they have to have a coach that can develop.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So
The
who were you saying was hurt? Dart?
Yeah, he got banged up a couple times. He won the 10. He probably
Well, that was
could've
one
been-
time.
He probably could have been pulled a couple more times, and
No, not really.
they let him play.
I watched every game. You're lying. I mean, you're wrong.
I
Sorry.
watched every game too.
You didn't watch every Giants
No, I'm
game.
lying about that one.
Yeah, I know. So don't say that.
We did call him a liar.
The one thing that happened was the tent situation,
Yeah.
which he didn't have a concussion. But, yeah, and the coach got fired. But besides that, they didn't run him out there injured. Where
Which
are
is
you
wild.
getting that from, guy?
Which is why imagine being
Pulling that out of your ass, and I don't like it.
NBC.
imagine that your seat feels so hot that as a head coach you have to follow your quarterback
Yeah,
into,
that was
the
bad.
injury tent. That's ridiculous.
That worse than bad. It was it was Cleveland Browns level
It was,
embarrassing.
for sure.
Right. So I had Jackson Dart higher. We talked about this last week, right? Didn't we talk about quarterbacks? I had him
Little
at
bit.
7.
I don't remember.
I had Jackson Dart at 7. There's a few reasons. You touched on a few of them, so I don't want to reiterate what you said. But this season, let's just talk about this season alone. Without Malik Neighbors, with Wandale, who played well, so I'll give Wandale his flowers.
Wandale.
Without an established tight end, with Cam Scatterbo out since week 6, and turmoil all over the building, right? Coach getting fired, defensive coordinator, GM on the hot seat. He was still QB2 in fantasy points per game since becoming a starter. He's QB 13, not without the points per game, missing 2 games in the first 4 games of the season. Whether you like him or you don't like him as a quarterback in the league, as a fantasy quarterback, he produces. He's averaging over 45 yards a game. He scored 9 rushing touchdowns. What was that?
You said 45 yards a game.
Rushing 45 rushing yards a game.
Oh.
That's 4 points.
I think he said 4-2. I think he was thinking 4-2-5.
Is that what you're saying? You thinking no? He was thinking that's not a lot. But
I was getting confused.
when a guy plays, well, what did he miss 5? So he played 12 games, 9 rushing touchdowns, 45 rushing yards a game. That's about 10 points without him throwing the ball that you could kind of expect maybe to get. If he's scoring 9 in 12 games, that's about just under a touchdown a game rushing. Anyway, the point is that he's going to produce. So the rushing upside is what I really like about him. He makes plays in the pocket. His little flip that turned into a 50-yard touchdown. I think he's going to be pretty explosive next year with Malik Neighbors.
And
They had no downfield threat this year. Like zero.
Always dangerous in fantasy is a quarterback with a big arm that is mobile and plays from behind.
Yeah, so enough about Jackson Dart because I could keep talking. I watched too much of him.
I
I'll
had
keep going.
Knicks at this level because
Who?
I think Knicks.
So is Knicks on our list?
No.
So it's a good time to talk about Knicks. Yeah, tell us about Knicks.
I think he's a winner.
Well,
and
that's
I know.
crazy. So is JJ McCarthy.
Cheater. So he's a runner. He can get you points on the ground. He has a nose for the end zone. His passing game's going to start becoming hopefully more elite when they get a top flight receiver.
They have good.
Cortland
yeah.
Sutton,
Come on.
brother.
They need more than him.
They have a good wide. All right,
I
go
had
ahead.
Cortland Sutton on my fantasy teams. The running game's catching up. I think they're going to be pretty solid for him next year.
You're not wrong.
So where'd you have him? You had him at 11?
Right in that spot, Dart spot.
Yeah, the only thing that held me back with Knicks is, well, 2 things really. Is that he seems to be very streaky.
And he looks like a child.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess he does. He's got a clean shave. So, it's not a deal breaker for me, but he just seemed very hot and cold for me, and I'm trying to pull up his numbers as we talk because I want to know, if the perception matches the reality here, but I don't know. It just seemed like he was always really good or really bad. So you have a bunch of double-digit finishes here. You have some pretty bad ones. And I think he's surrounded by great skill players like 10.5 week 18, 16.2, 16, 17, which is all respectable. 7.8, 13.4. But to be the 12th QB, where did he finish this year?
That's not winning you championships.
I want to see where. And to me, him in a case of him versus Dart, since we're talking about both of them, for fantasy purposes, I don't see the huge play coming out of Bone. I don't see him. The upside is not there as much. I'd say maybe he's been pretty steady this year, and if they get another playmaking wide receiver, can help. But I don't see like the big I don't think he ever approaches being a top 8 quarterback.
I'm going to love what his ADP is this year, though, because he's going to go much higher than he should. And whenever that happens, advantage to you drafting behind that.
Yeah, Sutton had 74 catches for 1,000 yards.
On the nose?
1,017. One.
Yeah, I know, but that's a
He
shared.
had 2 games over 100.
That's a shared stat.
So
though,
there's
Jay.
no breakout game where you would put Sutton higher than your flex. You're not banking on Sutton
I get what you're saying.
to be a guy.
But the only fault in that argument is that the guy throwing him the ball is half of the equation.
I think if they get a number one guy, I think Bo Nix could be that guy to take himself to another level of fantasy football.
I just think he spreads the ball around too much. That's why you're not getting the production out of Sutton, because Sutton is an elite receiver.
Well, it might be have something to do with the coach too, because in New Orleans, did they ever really have outside of Marquise Colston, did they ever really have a true blue wide receiver one?
Mike Thomas.
But that was like at the end, right? Like his rookie year, maybe.
For who?
Mike Thomas is like
The end of
sliding doors there with him and Peyton, no?
was it? I don't know. Mike Thomas was what, 18 to 20 or 18 to 21?
Something like that.
Something like that.
And how long has Peyton's been in Denver? What, 3 years, 4 years?
I'm not even sure. 2 or 3, and he was
He
out
had
for a
2 with
season.
Russell.
I think it
This
was
is second
three.
with this is 4th year, right?
I thought it was 3, but it could be. Yeah.
No, he had 2 with Russell, and then he had.
Russ was there for 2 years. I thought Russ was
Russ-
only there for 1.
I I think he was there for 2.
I don't know.
We
We're
could double-
digressing too
Hey,
much,
yeah,
though.
we're definitely getting too deep in the weeds in a guy that didn't make the list here. All right, so moving on. At spot 10, the guy who missed a lot of time this year, looked pretty sharp the other day. Brock Purdy brings in his QB 10 for us. Where did I have him? Let me see. I didn't. He did not make my list. He was the guy right on the outside with Sam Darnold for me. Where'd you have Brock Purdy?
I had Purdy one spot higher than this.
Okay.
Ahead of a guy that I'm going to take a lot of crap for since we have him consensusly so high. I have Purdy just ahead of Lamar Jackson because I think Lamar really did take a step back, but we'll talk about him in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to him.
Brock Purdy, to me, when he came back from injury, I was expecting total collapse, possibly talking about a changing of the guard, Brock Purdy not being the guy, San Fran having to eat his contract. But that did not happen. He came back absolutely on fire. Last week, outstanding. The previous games, Purdy was dealing, throwing a lot of touchdowns, a lot of air yards, and he's doing it with a pretty humdrum wide receiver core. Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle is, somewhat of what George Kittle used to be. But, to your point of not having like that stud number one receiver, he just didn't, but he was still getting it done. Christian McCaffrey obviously is all, a quarterback in a Christian McCaffrey offense is always going to score very well just because Christian is so dynamic at getting open out of the backfield. But for those reasons, I think this offense looks the same next year. And I think a healthy Purdy boasts for a very good fantasy quarterback.
Jay?
I had him around there. I had him one spot higher. I don't know what to make of their offense though. He can't drop lower. If he's able to do this well with 20 touchdowns, he had games of his last games, like you were saying, 3 touchdowns, 5, 3. Earlier in the year when he was healthy, 3, 2, 2. He has the talent. They gotta give him a weapon that doesn't get hurt. Because they paid a lot of money in the offseason for a receiver that did he even make the field one game?
Who
Who are we
you?
talking about? Ayuk? Well, there's bigger questions going on with Ayuk right now.
Yeah.
They haven't seen the guy in over a month. So
Yeah, I remember them saying he hasn't been in the building.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's been able to do this without him, because we don't have somebody out there that has tons of weapons, and this guy has no weapons and he's up there.
Yeah.
Tells you all you need to know about his possibility of being such a great fantasy quarterback next year.
And Purdy got wheels too.
And you can get him, what, 4th round easy as
I think you get him later.
Oh,
than
you
that.
can get them a lot later than that. Yeah. 4th round is where your like quarterbacks 3 through 5 start going. If that even. And that's only if people reach on the
If he
first
gets
couple.
weapons, I think he jumps the top. He can jump the next 4 people.
Well, the reason he didn't make my list is what you guys are talking about. This conversation right here is that I don't know what does next year look like for the 49ers. I don't know. I don't know who's the wide receiver core. Don't know is McCaffrey. I'm assuming he'll be back.
How old is
I don't
that
know
guy?
how he's
20,
good this
29, I
year.
think.
It's always that thing where you're kind of waiting for it to happen with a running back. not going to come out and say McCaffrey's going to be bad next year. I don't
He's got
know.
a lot of miles on the wheel.
He has a lot of miles, but he's performing now, and so I don't want to go down that path. But I just don't know. George Kittle, not himself anymore. The wide receiver core influx. So versus Darnold, who has a healthy JSN, Dart, who I think is up and coming with the Russian and is going to get Neighbors back, and then who else did we have up here? That was it, right? Yeah. So for me, it was tough putting him in above some of these other guys, as I had Jalen Hurts, who I really just had there because of the
Name
tush
recognition.
push and just assuming their offense is going to be decent enough to score next year. But it's hard to drop Jalen Hurts out of my top 12 when he's been a fixture in the top 5 the last 2 seasons. I know you guys did.
Mark's been a huge fan of Jalen Hurts.
No, I mean, but I had him close. I considered having him out of there,
I didn't
but
think about him. I
thought maybe I was being biased.
He's 180. I think we've talked about. He's 180 to 220. That's not a lot of points in fantasy football.
It's not.
That's what we're having the show about is fantasy football. He's not in my opinion, he's nowhere near a top fantasy football guy.
Who Hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has scored like it, and that's the troubling. That's the thing that's hard to figure out because I want to see his fantasy points per game because, yeah, like I feel the same way, but then I keep thinking, but he keeps winding up.
Well, boys, we're 1 hour and 3 quarterbacks into this 12
QB4,
quarterback
yeah,
show.
we got to keep moving. QB4, keep moving. All right, sorry about that. We'll talk about Jalen another day. Moving on to quarterback number 9, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert. Where'd you?
Sure.
I had him at 10, so he's right. Right below where I had him. So I had him one spot back. Where'd you have him, Mark?
Adam 7, man. I love that wide receiver core. I think the wide receiver core gets even younger next year when Keenan Allen finally hangs them up. And Trey Harris is a bigger fixture. Trey Harris came on at the end of the season. So he's going to have a wide receiver core. Lad McConkey, Trey Harris, Quentin Johnson. All of these guys can fly. And then let's throw in Aronde Gadsden and then Omarion Hampton toting the rock. I think Herbert is set up for major success next year. And I had him at 7, but truly I do think that he could possibly move up into the top 4.
All right. What about you, Jay?
Didn't have him.
Didn't have him. Not even on the radar,
In the
huh?
top 12. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but again, I still
Yeah, you
think
are. That's exactly what you're
he
saying.
could be number 13.
But you already said your number.
Jalen
13.
Hurts, by the way, QB8 this season.
I just worry about the running game that Harbaugh likes to play. I don't see him having a consistency of being. He's got, again, he's just like Purdy. He's got all the skill, but when has he ever put it all together for that monster
Well,
season?
he's actually QB10 right now this
And
season.
I don't think they're gonna let him
Right.
open it up.
QB10 this season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's okay to be wrong, Jay. It happens.
Just saying, he's actually the.
The guy you badmouth all year is 2 spots higher than that.
No, we're gonna get there. Well,
So-
save your,
Well, I'm saying,
save your
I'm
ammo.
saying,
He's talking about Jalen Hurts.
I'm just talking about Hurts.
Yeah,
He trashes him constantly.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's 2 spots
Game
better
manager.
than the guy I just
Game manager.
didn't even trash.
Who you
I
trashed him?
put him at 13.
That's
Keep
fair.
my quarterback's name out your mouth.
Well, here's what we'll say: there is a difference between football and fantasy, obviously, but in fantasy, which is what you were talking about, he is QB10. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I had the same reservations about him with the Harbaugh thing and how much he likes to run, but apparently he's letting him toss the rock a little bit. All right, moving on. We'll get to the next contestant at, what's that, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. QB8, Matthew Stafford, old man Stafford. I didn't have Stafford on my list because is he going to retire? I don't know. It's hard for me to put him on my list.
I think
I don't
he'll
know.
play
What
one
if he
more
doesn't
year.
play? Guess what? He's
I think
QB
he'll play one more year.
nothing.
And they'll draft his replacement.
Well, that makes
that's
me
the
feel all warm
that's
inside.
The
I
going
mean,
rumor.
Where? On ESPN? It's not a rumor if it's on ESPN.
You know, it's in the papers.
Okay, the papers. the papers.
Look at the draft boards.
Okay.
My point is, but he could be this Rodgers. Rodgers, they drafted Rodgers' replacement, and then Rodgers like, no, I ain't retiring. Like, I'm not gonna give my understudy the benefit of learning from me and then take my job.
Well, he had him there for like 4 years.
Just, yeah, Love was there a long time.
Yeah.
But
So
they
not
prob-
really apples
They
to apples.
probably could have cut Rodgers a couple years older than they did.
He didn't win like 2 MVPs like in those last 4 years.
No, that's why I said 2.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You're right.
But to your point, right, of the reluctance of whether or not he's even going to play,
Yeah.
my wife loves to follow on social media the wives of NFL football players.
Are we
One
trying
of
to
them,
supposed to be going? Okay.
one of them is Matthew Stafford's wife.
Yeah.
And apparently, there is a lot of pressure for Matthew Stafford to hang him up and walk away from football, come home, be a dad to his young kids.
Yeah.
Does he take the Tom Brady route and stick this out for another 15 years? Or, does he listen to the wife and come home for dinner? I don't really know. But to not have him on my list currently without knowing that feels like complete disrespect. I had this guy up at 4. I don't know how you throw 46 touchdown passes in the regular season, and we can't mention you on this list.
I don't know if he's going to play. Number one.
Shame on you.
He threw like 21 the year before. That's
You can
out.
always retract when he does hang him up and say we're now omitting him. But this guy, he's got Puka Nacua, who I said JSN is possibly the best wide receiver in the league. Puka Nacua to me is the best wide receiver in the league. Talk about a guy that can get open whenever he wants, and
Doesn't
a guy
mean
that will
much.
catch absolutely everything. Then you have Devontae Adams, who that's a scare for me. Does Devontae Adams hang him up next year? Not real sure. But at any rate, I think the Rams are going to bring some other talent at wide receiver into town. I think if Stafford sticks this out, man, Stafford can have another 40 touchdown season next year.
All right. Well, prove me wrong, Staffy. I just don't know if he's going to play, man.
Stop listening.
What if they get all the way to the promised land? I think he retires.
He could go out on top.
Yeah,
He'd be
maybe.
baller.
It's hard for me to put him in there. He's old, might retire. Yeah, I don't know.
38, man. That's not old.
It is old for a quarterback.
All right. RamsWire.com even talks about he turns 38 and they're looking at aiming for a quarterback because they have the last 30.
Well, they damn well better.
They have the last
He's
pick
talking about retirement
in
the
first
last 2
round.
seasons.
How old is Aaron? Aaron's 44, isn't he?
What does that mean?
I mean, Stafford's better than Aaron. and he can
Stafford,
stick
but
it out.
Stafford's been talking about retirement like last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
So it's in the air. You just said
it's Stafford's wife talking about it. Not
well,
Stat,
it doesn't
not
matter.
Matt.
The wife holds.
I
some
know
weight.
Matt wouldn't talk
If
about
he
it.
knows
doesn't
that.
retire, he'll be on season 3 of QB on Netflix.
Oh yeah, he's got to be right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that'd be the story.
That would be the story. All right, moving on. A new story in Duval. Duval. Trevor Lawrence is here at, I got to keep counting. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. I got to remember where we're at. 7. QB 7. You know what it helped a lot?
You wanna put numbers?
next to
You
it.
want me to do numbers?
No, not now,
can
but
do numbers
when
right
you
now.
wrote them, 7. Trevor Lawrence at QB 7. I had Trevor Lawrence at 6, so I'm okay with this. 7's not too far from 6. So where'd you have him, Mark?
I had T-Law at 6'2". So I had him one spot higher. We know I've been very bullish on Trevor Lawrence in the past. Do I still, do I now think that he's a great quarterback? I don't. I just think he has a ridiculous bevy of weapons, and the guy can move. I'm going to give him that. The guy is definitely elusive, and what he does do is he does at least work through the progression before he pulls the ball down and runs, which is always great quality to see in quarterbacks.
And that's what they finally learned how to do. Oh, let the guy run.
Yeah, and maybe Cohen is exactly what Trevor needed because Trevor really hasn't evolved as a quarterback in the NFL. Maybe this is what gets him over that hump. But I mean, you can't argue with bringing Jacoby Myers into town, signing him long term. BTJ had a down season. The emergence of Parker Washington is one of the more remarkable wide receiver stories at the end of the year. And then you have Brenton Strange, who is just a friggin' monster, and the reason why they let Evan Ingram go at tight end. Then you have Travis Etienne, who we called it on the show, returned to form this year. I mean, talk about a guy that is set up for absolute success and potentially top 3 scoring fantasy quarterback in the league, and he's going to be disrespected in drafts and will probably be the 7th, 8th quarterback taken off the board. Highly consider Trevor Lawrence as one of the first quarterbacks off the board next year.
Thoughts?
I had him.
I
I got to do math too.
You don't have numbers on your sheet, do you?
No, I don't.
No lines up.
7th?
Yep.
12. ninth
Riveting.
or eighth.
Yep.
So glad you counted.
He's got the weapons because the receiver you just talked about, like BJ.
Oh, okay.
BTJ.
He had such a bad year coming off of what he did. Like everybody thought he was the next step. So the Washington going, and I think he broke 1,000 the final game, didn't he?
Park Washington. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean that
So like that's
surge was crazy.
the fact that he was able to make up all that. NTN, especially early on, carried that team the first like 6 weeks. He was on fire like anybody.
Yeah.
So I think Lawrence, he's going to get stats. They saw the fact that what he did at Clemson, he could run. He's not a breakaway guy, obviously, but he's like a Josh Allen where he can get 20 yards, extend the play. If they allow him to get 20 yards, where every game he's able to get that 40 yards, kind of like Dart, not necessarily get the touchdowns or anything, but enough to open it up where they have to pay attention to him.
Yeah.
I think that'll help his pocket, and he has two great weapons and a running back that you can toss the ball out to.
Yeah, he rushed for about 360. QB1 in fantasy since week 5. And you can see it's clear as day here. Starting week 5, 54 yards rushing. He had one other game where he didn't rush for as much, and then pretty much double digits the rest of the way.
I mean, scorched earth, man.
Yeah,
Played.
he's been hot. Him and Josh Allen are tied for QB1 from going from week 5. So, yeah, they may have found something there with Cohen, the weapons, and him just playing more freely. He said something in a post-game press conference, right? Where Cohen told him just let it loose or something like that. I forget what it was. But it was a story, and it seems like he's been letting it loose. I mean, it's good to see. It's nice to see a prospect that gets touted as being like a guy start performing like it.
Yeah.
And we don't know what Hunter's going to do.
Yeah, the Hunter thing is he should just go play cornerback. Is what he should do.
But let's say Hunter just gets 10 times on the field. They're going to make gadget plays for a receiver.
Yeah, that's fair,
that's
but
going to get him extra yards.
They got
He's just another
BTJ.
weapon for him to use.
I expect Thomas to bounce back. Maybe not be his rookie season form, but you got Myers, you got Parker Washington. Let Hunter go be special on the defensive side of the ball, special teams. I think that's what I would do anyway. But who am I? I'm no coach.
You know what? This might have been your redemption towards Trevor. This is your opportunity to prove to me that you really are a good quarterback. Cut your hair. Take the game seriously. Let's see. Let's see if
No,
you're
you
that
can't
guy.
cut his
Yeah,
hair.
you can't win a Super Bowl
You
with
can't
long hair.
cut that hair.
Yeah.
You can't win a Super Bowl with long hair.
You can't win a Super Bowl with long hair.
No quarterback
Don't
has
matter.
won a Super Bowl with long hair.
Sunshine.
But he's,
Come on, I can't
he's
get that.
prioritizing
For
his
my-
endorsements over
for
football if he
myself.
doesn't cut his hair.
For
End
yourself,
of story.
what?
End of story.
Palomalu,
Well, he's
He
not
never
a
cut his
quarterback.
hair.
He's not a
he
quarterback.
still won a Super Bowl.
He's not a quarterback.
Not quarterback.
There's no quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl with long hair. None.
Ever. Never.
Is this
Never been
an
done.
official stat?
It's official stat.
that somebody came up with that you're
It's
quoting?
official
Look
stat.
at this guy. You don't think he's looked that stat up? You
No,
hear the-
and visors. You can't wear a visor.
You don't think Joe Namath had long hair?
No.
He didn't.
He
No,
didn't
you
have
take.
long hair.
We have video. You're acting like it's from a different time. He didn't have long hair.
It was the 60s.
They had hair like that.
Like this.
Go look up. You have a machine. Use it. All right, moving on.
Number 6. Don't,
Number 6.
Don't
I
count.
had it right.
Don't count.
Number 6, and please don't talk for 17 minutes.
This is disrespect, by the way.
This is not disrespect. How is this disrespect?
Because he should have been second.
Okay. Anyway, Caleb Williams rings in at QB6. I had him at 3.
I had him at 2. So that means, guess who had him way down the
He
list?
probably didn't have him on the list. Oh no, he had him 12.
Yeah.
All right, so Caleb Williams it makes QB6
So
on our
glad you
consensus
made this
list.
show this week,
but
Jay.
that's fine. Let's get into a little bit of Caleb Williams. Why do you think he's QB2? Or yeah, you said 2, right? But he's at 6. Tell us good things about Caleb Williams.
Look what he's done in his first 2 seasons in the league with 2 different head coaches, 2 vastly different offenses. This one being the harder of the 2 to learn. And what has he done these 2 years? Oh, I don't know. Year 1 throws for 3,500 yards, 20 tutties, and five picks. This year he throws for a cool 39 and change. Just misses that 4,000 mark with 26 tutties and I think 6 interceptions. I mean, talk about growth in a quarterback. what is holding him back to have that kind of production the first 2 years in the league under two different head coaches and playing in arguably one of the hardest offenses to learn that is built for lengthening the field. At some point, everyone's going to get this system and they're going to lengthen the field, and he's got the weapons to do
I'm
it.
saying lengthen, stretch the field.
He's got Rome.
All right, you said we weren't going to do 30 minutes on this,
Burton.
right?
He's got Colston Loveland.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's got two running backs that are unbelievable. I think DJ Moore does move on this season. I think we probably bring in a third receiver via draft. But I'm telling you, sky is the limit for Caleb going forward. Once he can get some of those accuracy issues under his belt, although I don't think it's all inaccuracy. I think some of them are planned inaccuracies. I can talk about this forever, man.
I know you can. Just hurry up.
I think this guy throws for 4,000 yards every season until he retires from here on out.
Jay, why is he at 12 for you?
He's a bum.
Okay.
I just don't trust him.
Of course you don't.
Well, why? You got to
he
give
paints
me
his fingernails.
Stop. You got to give me more than that.
I watched some of the games. I didn't see it.
You didn't see what?
What didn't you see?
All right, you can't stop
you
doing
already
that.
did your
Sorry.
thing.
It's gonna be so hard
I
not to
would not
respond.
draft him
I have to listen
ahead
to
of
you
those
guys all
guys
the
in
time.
fantasy football. I'm sorry.
Get him, man. Then you get him.
I am, but it's not my turn to talk.
How would you not want to put Darnold above him?
Oh my God! Please get him.
Why would you not? I mean, if we're
He's
just
got the much better weapons.
he's QB5 right now.
Okay.
So
Doesn't
I
mean
mean,
next-
what do you
This is
mean?
next year, early.
Yeah, but we're
Too
working.
early.
We're talking about this year. You just said you watched them.
Yeah. So for next year, I would definitely pick Darnold.
Why?
I don't trust Caleb. It's a feeling.
So you're just going on a feeling.
Yes.
All right. Well, if it's a feeling, then it's fine. I mean,
He's great when they're losing. Give you that stat. But because he has like 3 games a season he came through in the clutch.
8, but yeah, let's go
Okay,
with year
but
3.
So that means he wasn't doing enough to have 8 leads.
Hey.
Our defense is absolute.
If you're losing 8
trash.
times, you're part of that.
Yeah, our
that's
defense
fair.
is
Yeah,
trash.
no, that happens. But I mean, he's QB5. So we're talking strictly fantasy, without getting into the rigmarole of like if he's a good quarterback or not. He's QB5 right now.
This year, yeah.
First year in Ben Johnson's offense.
Right.
So why would it not get better next year?
They figure people out.
Who's they?
Defenses.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, I get what you're saying. Just you don't trust him, you don't trust him.
No, I don't trust.
But there's no substance behind it. So just keep that in mind. Maybe Jay's right. Maybe his gut feeling's right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think you're wrong. That doesn't mean you're wrong.
No, I
But
could be right. I could
you
be
got to
wrong.
know that it's built on emotion mostly, right? And feeling. All right, moving on from Caleb because you guys are stupid.
Number 5.
QB5, Lamar Jackson. I had Lamar at 2. I think I was scared to move him down, but I could see why he fell in your guys' rankings. But enlighten me a little bit. It's Lamar Jackson we're talking about.
What is he next year? They just fired the coach of 18 years. Zach Flowers, who I traded for.
Zay?
Yeah.
Okay.
They fired Harbaugh?
I didn't
They
hear
just
that.
fired him today.
Oh, there we go. It's new
Really?
Giants head coach. Go ahead.
I think everybody would want him.
Yeah, but he's going to go to Giants. Go.
So I think who knows what that's going to do. The running game, he's still a machine, but you got to figure he's got to stop sometime. Zay drops more passes when he's like watching the Steelers game. I was kind of hoping he dropped those passes because in the regular season, he would drop those passes when I need him in my fantasy team. He's the best pass dropper in the league.
Okay.
I just don't know where he's going to go other than him running. He's still going to get, 60 yards on the ground, but is it going to be just because he doesn't have anything else to go with? His tight end's even older. Mm-hmm. I never had anything against Lamar. He was the underdog coming out of college. He's always been a top 5 quarterback, but I just don't know with the firing, I don't know what their game plan will be.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I kind of had some of that trepidation too. But I kept going back to
It's Lamar.
the talent. It's Lamar, and I think I'm gonna stick with that for now, as far as my ranking of him till I see something different. Because I think he'll still produce no matter what the situation is. Does that mean the Ravens are going to be perennial playoff team
Broke my phone.
anymore because Harbaugh's not there? I don't know if that stays true, but I think Lamar Jackson on a game-to-game basis is going to be able to get you fantasy points. So
Which for breaking news also with Harbaugh, they said all 7 teams without a coach contacted him immediately.
Oh
of
yeah,
course, yeah, well, duh.
1,000%. I mean, I'm
I mean,
shocked.
college
that
teams probably have thrown money at him.
Yeah.
would even suggest getting rid of Harbaugh after his
18
success.
years.
I had Lamar. This was the year for me that complete regression. I had him at 10. I actually considered having him off of the list. I don't want to go down the path of having lost his passion, but he wasn't playing with the same chip on his shoulder this year. So I don't know if that was because of friction with Harbaugh. I don't know if that was because, correct me if I'm wrong, I still don't think he's gotten paid yet. I don't know if it has something to do with that. I've heard rumblings of Lamar connected to Miami.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of factors at play here. Listen, Lamar has got all of the talent in the world. Once you see that twinkle back in Lamar's eye, that's when you know it is time to bring Lamar into the hold for your fantasy season because he has unmatched athleticism at the quarterback position. We've never seen a quarterback so fluent. Michael Vick was a very fluent runner. I think Lamar is even more fluent than Michael Vick. He's got an absolute cannon for an arm. He's a little inaccurate at times, but surrounded with the right weapons, protected, and being able to mobilize, I mean, you're talking about a guy that would easily be top 2 quarterback always, you know, if all the intangibles were there.
Yeah, it's hard for me to move him out of this. Some of the guys we got ahead of him right here, yeah, it's a little tough for me. We're going to get to that, though. Moving on to QB4. Go
The
ahead.
top coaching prospect for him is Kingsbury.
That makes sense.
So that may help him based on
Oh,
being
please.
offensive
I already
guy.
know. Please, Giants, go do what's right. QB4, another stalwart who I'm surprised to see this far down. Josh Allen, who is currently QB1. I had him at QB1. Mark, where'd you have him and why?
I don't know if you want to get this information from me. I had him at 8. I just
So ridiculous.
only because I really think that a lot of guys are going to emerge next year with another year under their belts in their new systems, and I don't think Buffalo is truly ever going to bring another wide receiver 1 into town. I think the Stephon Diggs tragedy went sideways, and I mean, look at the guys that they've brought in. They've brought in Mac Hollins. They've brought in Brandon Cooks. Like, they've not Gabe Davis for his like 6th tour with Buffalo. I just don't know that Allen's ever going to get that elite wide receiver core. And, you know, aside from that, do I love his wheels? Yes. Do I love the rushing touchdown upside? Yes. But again, I think that today's quarterback is catching up to that. A lot of these guys at the top of this list have that same mobility, only they have better weapons at wide receiver. And I think because of that, Allen starts to slide.
Where'd you have him?
I think 3rd. I think the same. He's just the same every year. I think his running stats could even get higher. 70 yards a game isn't. I think he could turn into Mahomes if he has to. Mahomes was on my list, the top 12, because Mahomes was the top rusher in Kansas City, which is sad because Pachenko didn't do anything. He spreads the ball around, which they don't necessarily need a number 1 in their mind. They're probably going, he spreads the ball around. We don't need to waste the money on number 1. We all do know that they need a number 1. Because if he gets number 1, that's the only key he's missing. I mean, they almost made the Super Bowl twice because of him alone and his stats.
Guys, what are we talking about right now?
His stats.
I know, but all the stuff you said, great. It was good points. I like how you're fighting for
We're still having the
your
show?
pick. But he's QB1. or still.
I know,
With everything you just said.
which is why
You
I
said
had
the
him.
one thing he's missing.
The greats got to fall.
So you just, okay. So the one thing he's missing to do what? To be number one?
to even be better.
Well, he doesn't have to be.
because
It's the best.
But his argument was he was going to slip. He's number one without the number one. So imagine giving him a number one. He's not going to fall from that pedestal.
he could be even more number one. It just doesn't.
Number
it's-
oneer?
It's a stupid argument. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm giving the pro. He gave the against.
No, I have a valid argument against
Not
Ryan
really.
Slide, for sure.
You don't though.
The other quarterbacks catching up to him with better weaponry.
What quarterbacks? The guys ahead of him? Burrow, who's been there the whole time? Dak, who's been there the whole time?
Well, let's go off of my list then.
Okay, wait, we'll get there. But
But you came in.
I'm saying
I was pro.
you were pro, but you're saying he could get better. I mean, he
Right, he would-
aspired to be. He's already there.
But when you look every
Up the
year,
draft board, ADP going higher.
when every
I think
year,
he's talking about winning Super Bowls. What he's talking about?
well, that too. But every year when we draft quarterbacks, is Allen number one?
Yeah, basically.
No, it's always
No.
Lamar or Burrow.
No.
Yeah.
What? What?
I think we took Burrow in most leagues
Not at one.
over.
I think it's
Josh.
consistently Allen or Jackson.
Yeah.
Allen or Jackson. This is not Burrow.
Okay, Burrow doesn't
No,
go
we
as
took-
Burrow's like
quarterback
a
off
3.
I thought we
him
took Burrow.
We did, but
Well,
in
we
the
did
second
take
round,
Burrow, but
I
yeah,
think it was second round.
We jumped the gun.
we definitely didn't take Burrow before Allen. That'd just be stupid.
That did not
I think
happen.
we did.
Anywho, so
We were in a lot of leagues.
we're gonna go to QB 3. Unfortunately, take Josh Allen first. QB 3, Drake May, which is very interesting to me. So this, and this is us. This is projections. I feel like this is a big projection here.
You don't get to do that.
Well, this is what I feel it is.
I know, but you don't get to cut bait and call us out for bringing Drake
We're
May
gonna
into
talk.
the
I
fold
have him at 4.
at top 3.
I have him at 4.
Okay, good.
So shut up.
All right, well, don't do that.
You see, I sent my list.
Don't sign the waiver right now. Stay,
Well, I'm saying it's a projection. It
stay
is
on business.
I am saying a business.
All right, do
I'm
it.
saying that Drake May is a projection at this spot. This is based on feeling what we think is going to happen. So why do you have?
I can't.
Where'd you have?
I
him?
can't have a feeling.
I
I said us. We.
I have Drake May at 5. The guy has elite skills. All right. The guy can scoot. He can get in the end zone with his legs. He is very accurate. He can push the ball down the field. He's got a young wide receiver core, and he's essentially doing it with a room full of nobodies as well. We can throw Stephon Diggs' name out there, but let's face it, at the beginning of last season, everybody, not just us, everybody was saying that, stick a fork in Diggs, his career's over, right? But Diggs ended up having a great season. I don't think it's because it was Stephon Diggs. I think it's because it was Drake May. I think Drake May revived Diggs' career, and I think that these young wide receivers that they've invested in, Keyshawn Booty, whatever you want to say his name, Kyle Williams, Pop Douglas, and then Mr. Consistent at tight
We
end,
don't need
Hunter
everybody's
Henry.
name. Yeah.
No, yeah, fair. And then the 2 running backs. I mean, this is going to be an elite offense going forward. It's New England, man. New England always figures it out. Vrabel is basically cutting the pages right out of Belichick's books, and look for Drake May to be a consistent top 5 quarterback for years to come.
The stats he put up with a running coach in the snow. I think he's got room to grow.
In the snow.
Well, Buffalo and New England, that whole area obviously is trash in the winter. But what?
Nothing. You're an idiot.
The New England area is notorious, obviously, for snow in the winter, and he's still putting up pretty solid numbers. He didn't turn over the ball much. I think that's a good recipe. He has 2 outlets with 2 stud running backs. Obviously, Henderson's the more dynamic with screen passes and those type of yards. And they have a quasi number 1. I mean, Booty came on and lit it up. I think he's not going to dip down. I think he's on the rise. He's not.
Yeah, I like May too. I'm with you guys. I don't dislike. He's at 4 for me. It's just I don't have him above Lamar, Josh Allen, and Caleb Williams right now. But Yeah, for all the things you said, running coach, not doing with a great cast around them, 450 yards rushing, 31 touchdowns. Yeah, everything looks to check out for a top 5 quarterback, and that's why I have him here. I feel like I'm being pushed to argue against him a little bit because I went back to you, but I can't. I mean, he's good. It's a small sample size, yeah. So that's where the projection comes in. Like, we're projecting that it's going to get better or it's going to continue. And we're going based off, a good season. So hopefully that's the case. We have him at 4. And I think going into the season, he might, if they go draft a high-profile wide receiver, make him a free agency, you could see this his draft stock kind of bump up a little more, which would probably make me not want him as much.
I think DJ Moore finds his way to New England.
I could see that. That seems like a natural fit. He's the type of guy that could play for Vrabel. All right, QB 2. Sorry, Joseph Burrow, who I'll say I had at 5. Where'd you have him, Mark?
I had Mr. Joe at 3.
Okay.
Joe Cool.
Okay. And you want to tell us why?
Oh, you don't want to ask?
No,
Oh, my bad.
I'll ask him why
I thought you were
go.
going through the whole thing.
Same thing we've been doing the whole time.
I have him at 3 only because I put Caleb at 2 because I think Caleb's going to do fantastic in that offense going forward. And then I'll save our number 1 guy. They were the only 2 ahead of him. Joe Burrow, I mean, we talk about him every year, man. He has elite precision when it comes to throwing the ball. He has a pretty decent offensive line. He has, we talk about perennial. We talk about every year how he's got essentially 2 wide receiver ones in both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They got some production out of the tight end this year. Chase Brown looks like an absolute stud as a pass-catching back. Again, he's young. And they have some capable wide receivers to fill in at 3. In Jermaine Burton and Andre Yosevich. So I don't see it getting any worse for Joe Burrow, man. I think getting back to healthy and staying and playing a full season, I think we get back to top 3 Joe Burrow. And that's what we're going to get out of him next year going forward is top 3 Joe Burrow.
Jay, where'd you have him?
Where'd you have Allen?
8.
I think Burrow obviously has the top 2 weapons and being able to throw the ball up to Chase, and then Higgins can just do everything else. You don't have to. He's just number 1, who just happens to have 1A, 1B receiver on his team, so he doesn't have to do as much work, and he's still gonna get tons of passes. Burrow and the number 1 guy have the benefit of the best thing going for them: a very bad defense, and even if you add a couple of players, you can add a key player. That doesn't change the whole complexity of your defense. It needs to change from like the top down, a defensive coordinator, to 4 guys coming in, a stud rookie. Like, it takes a lot to change a defense. So I think that playing from behind is also a key ingredient into his skill.
And it's going to take a huge dip again next year because Trey Hendrickson is all but 2 feet out the door. You will not see him in a Bengal uniform next year.
Oh, they got her before the draft. They're crazy. Crazy they didn't do it this year.
I think arguably the only thing as bad as their defense might be their O-line, and that's where my slight issue with Joe Burrow being this high is. I have him at 5 because he's Joe Burrow, and when he is playing, I think he's probably QB 3 or 4, game-to-game basis. Pick your day of the week. But I do worry about him missing time. I mean, it's not hyperbolic to say that he's injury prone, whether it's because of him or the offensive line or a mix of the two. He's just missed time consistently throughout his whole career, especially obviously the last couple seasons. But he's missed time outside of those years. And yeah, I feel like drafting a guy like we did in a couple of our leagues and having him penciled in or, to be your QB1 and then you lose him for 9 games is just, it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. I think if you do take Burrow high, you're in a spot where the value's there. You definitely got to follow back up with a second quarterback that's viable. maybe like a Brock Purdy or something like that, where you could still get high production from him, because I think the odds would say that he's going to miss some time, especially behind that offensive line. All the good things about Joe Burrow is what you said. I'm on board with those, but the injuries, they do worry me.
Here's the conundrum with Joe Burrow, though. Out of those top 6, you're in the fantasy playoffs. Who are you more confident than Joe Burrow being your quarterback at the end of the season?
Josh Allen.
You know, Josh Allen put up 2 absolute stinkers
Yeah,
at the
but
end of the season and
that-
cost
this-
so many people championships.
This year, though.
Joe Burrow, to me, I know Joe is going to go out there and get his points. Hands down.
If he's out there.
I know that's what I'm saying. So you're in the championship, you know he's there, especially this year. Joe Burrow, there's not a more confident quarterback on that board for me to have in the championship
Yeah, no, I still
game.
I'd take Josh Allen every day. My kid's life on the line. Both of them playing.
That's wild to say.
It's not wild.
It's wild.
You're handpicking 2 games this season.
You basically
every
just
year.
said that your child's life is worth 8.9 Josh Allen points in the championship.
If that's what you want to say, I said, then I said it.
You said it.
Sure.
I didn't say it.
No, you said it actually.
You did, word for word out of your mouth.
No, I didn't.
You gotta tuck the trophy into bed every night.
What trophy?
If you win the championship because of that move and the kids are gone,
No, the kids would be gone.
Kids are gone.
you just
No, the kids would.
you
What?
said on their lives.
I said for their lives.
Yeah.
So if he wins, then they're alive.
Where do they go if they lose?
They die.
Exactly, that's my point.
But he won. So if I have the
But what
trophy,
if
he
wrong?
won.
Then you have the trophy.
Thank you for wasting 20 seconds of my life. All right.
If Josh Allen doesn't give you a phone call after promising your children's lives,
I didn't promise anything.
You
All
know
right.
what he said.
QB1. This is very surprising to me. I love this guy. I don't really love this guy. But I'm a proponent of him in fantasy. But I was shocked to see him here. Dak Prescott at QB1. I had him at QB8. Where did you have him, Mark, and why?
I had him 1. We just talked about Joe Burrow having 2 probable wide receiver 1s. Dallas has 2 wide receiver 1s.
Well, they didn't re-sign him yet.
They
so.
brought George Pickens into town, and George Pickens played better than CeeDee Lamb this year, and CeeDee Lamb is a consummate number 1. They are going. Juror's going to do the right thing. He's going to re-sign Pickens. They have Fergie is one of the best tight ends in the league, and this Flournoy fellow at the wide receiver 3 spot turned out to be pretty damn decent himself. Dak is going to have himself a field day next year. They finished, second in the division, right? So the strength of schedule is not going to be all that difficult. They're going to have 2 cakewalks with the Giants and
Redskins.
the Commanders next year. They play Philly tough all the time. I think next year the ball is in the air in Dallas probably 75% of the time.
No, you're not a good friend.
I don't-
For all these years, and the Bears sucked absolute dog ass, right?
you bashed
I know,
them.
I don't
you
bash
never
them.
stood by them.
Rocky bashes them.
You bash
I
them
don't
too.
go out of my way to bash. You just slip in, you're a real piece of trash is what you are.
I'm not
and I'm going to
trying to
remember it
be-
because when Caleb Williams breaks his leg on national
that's
TV,
ridiculous.
I'm going to cheer.
I would never wish-
No, I'm going to cheer. Well, I'm wishing.
I would never-
Well,
oh,
welcome to the
that's-
future, buddy.
that's wild.
Because you
I'm
just
putting
throw.
that in the fantasy
you know
chat.
what? You're a real piece of
You
trash.
guys are all over Marin for wishing
you all?
injury on Scattaboo. No, the league that matters, Jay.
No, he celebrated when Scotty
I was
got
in the
hurt.
playoffs. And you say it don't matter, then give up your trophy.
No.
That championship doesn't matter then.
Thank you for dropping my spot right there
Hey,
for me.
CeeDee Lamb fell off a little bit this year.
Because of George Pickens.
Well, yeah, so, okay, great. It's a great, exactly.
Dak is going to have a field. Look for 40-plus touchdowns from Dak next year.
I don't think that's undoable for Dak.
I think he's gonna
But-
push 5,000 yards too.
They are the Cowboys, though.
They are.
That is
know?
accurate.
And let's face it, man. The X factor is that Juror is not going to be around forever.
All right, but we're talking about
wants to see another
let's
championship.
not start talking about that. But that was last year. You know,
So
It was.
let's see where he was. He was QB6.
he's my number 1.
I think
have,
that's fair for him. 6 to 8.
I have Dak on my fantasy.
Both
He
had
pretty
Dak
much-
number 1. Wow,
He pretty much carried me to the playoffs.
no
because-
bias.
This could be why you had like 7 total wins across your 15 leagues this year. I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe listen to some advice.
Okay, Dak at number. Okay, Got it.
Because my receivers had a nice little, hey, you get hurt this week, you get hurt this week. And Zay Flowers like, I'll just drop all of them. Swift did carry me quite a bit, so I'm not a bear hater, just Caleb, bear hater. Dak he just slinging it. Like he was just out there like, F it. We're having a fun game. We don't care what happens. If we lose, we lose. I'm going to just go out there. And like, he had a good attitude after the games. He looked like he was just out there having fun still. He didn't like most teams when they get losses, they're like dejected. He's still,
Yeah, he doesn't mind
He
losing.
doesn't. But I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying.
You're saying it in a positive way.
No, he's not out there like sharing jerseys and crap, but he's not going off the field like he's got to like go home and do
No,
something
he's got
wrong.
a lot. He's got a lot to look forward to. He's
So
got a lot of money.
I think he just enjoys playing football
Yeah.
and he enjoys putting up numbers and slinging the ball. And that's
Yeah.
what they will do. Their running game will probably be even worse next year. And he's going to have 2 stud number 1 receivers. Pickens could be, if wasn't on that team, could be a top 5 receiver. And that's an amazing offense.
And that's the reason why that's the only quarterback that he wrote in all caps.
Yeah, no, I like Dak. So you're making me argue against him, but number
caps
1
lock on.
is huh?
I forgot I had caps lock on.
Number 1 is just rich. It's too rich for my blood.
It's because you're a divisional foe, and you can't.
No, it's not that.
You can't swallow the Dak.
I
pill.
wanted Dak left and right in our drafts this year, but at a value, because I just say I can't get over Dak over Allen
Just swallow it.
and Lamar. I'm not.
Swallow
First of all,
Dak.
don't say that. That's crazy. Come on, man.
It's the number
There's
one.
kids watching this. There's no way.
Just take it.
Yeah, maybe.
You just gotta take the Dak.
I'm not taking the Dak, and I don't agree with the Dak consensus. 2 number 1 votes for Dak at 1
Sorry,
is just
what'd you have
blasphemy.
him on your list?
I had him at 8.
That is wild.
That's
Yeah, it might be a little. It might be a little.
Guess we had above him. Take a guess. No bias.
Yeah, no, I should probably switch that around.
Dart was
That's
7.
fair. Yeah, Dart was 7. That's fair. But
Scatterby was 6.
where's your door? Where's your door?
33.
Yeah, shut up.
Right behind Gabriel.
I think he's better than Gabriel. Yeah, I could probably switch that around, but 1 is like too far the other way. But hey, that's the consensus ranking, guys. We thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. Do we remember what? Are we doing running backs next week?
Yeah, I
I
think
think we're
so.
doing running backs. Our top 12 running backs. Way too early edition. If you like the show, please follow us on all your socials at GON Podcast. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever we put up some new content. Go check out the TikTok for sure. We got clips there. We interact there. And leave comments under the video. If you disagree, you agree. Is there a quarterback you think that should be on the list? Is there a quarterback you think shouldn't be on the list? Let us know. You know what I was surprised too, by the way, guys? No Jaden Daniels on the list.
That's surprising.
No, I still think he'll be a good fantasy quarterback.
Well, now that they got rid of.
I mean, that's just
Put some respect on
that's
my
just,
name.
but see, that's just biased too
like,
because
what's.
Why? Why?
because Caleb and him, you're
What's
like
losing
That is,
Kingsbury?
it's not even a competition, like I said from the get go.
Anyway, Jaden Daniels will be a top 12 fantasy quarterback next year.
Not.
Murray's going to be trash, but I wonder where Murray's going to land.
Where's Murray gonna land?
Because they're probably going to trade him. So I wonder.
Cliff's gonna take him to Baltimore
L.A.
once
No,
Lamar,
Vegas. I mean,
once Lamar scoots for Miami.
Vegas might
Murray
not
in
be
Vegas.
a bad spot to just be.
Can I just say it? Kyler's done. Kyler's not landing anywhere.
He's gonna land somewhere. That's just.
As a backup, Kyler's not going to
Nah,
start.
I think we
he'll
get a
be
chance to
a
start.
start.
I mean, as many injuries as there are, he'll get a chance to
You
start.
got
I
the
could-
Jets. You got Vegas.
I could see him
Those are two spots
potentially.
right
I could
there.
see Atlanta investing in Kyler
I can see that too.
because Penix isn't it. He's definitely not.
No, Phoenix sucks.
They just restructured
Kirkos.
Kirk's
Kirko
contract. too.
Chains.
Kirko Chains. All right, guys, we love you. Peace.